Good evening, good evening. Hello, happy weekend. Welcome to another episode of Wine and FaceTime. It is your girl, Chriselle, aka K Fit, here with another episode. Sorry I am late. Hope all is well. Tonight's main topic is going to be pretty much an open discussion, just random things I've been thinking about over the last few days. I'm going to discuss. In addition to that, hope you guys all are safe, indoors, out of the worst parts of the weather. If you're in an area where there was some flooding, respect and hope you guys are safe in your areas. How are you guys doing? Good evening. So a few things for me. So again, it's gonna be open discussion tonight. I'm gonna drop the link to the panel at some point. I'm gonna talk about a few random things I've been thinking about a lot over the last few days, few weeks, whatever the case is, that kind of his mainstream, kind of doesn't, but you guys chime in where you can. But want to send a huge shout out to all of the new subscribers who have decided to just jump on board. Thank you guys for subscribing. Shout out to the day ones and everyone else as well. It is Saturday evening. What are you guys doing? What's going on out here in these streets? It's a lot going on, a whole lot going on. Hey, shout out to you, the 18 Flutter. Thanks for showing love. The YouTube family's here, including the hubby. I'm pretty sure Jose is coming through soon and other people as well. So it's a good night. Open discussion. Some of the things I'm going to talk about tonight include, things about social media, things about politics, things about television, things about, personal things as well. So just to drive into it really quickly, I do really want to hit base on something I call remember the time when. For me, remember the time when it's like going taking a dive back to the past about things that happened in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s prior to 2023 when things were a lot different, and just a funner time you may say, or if not a funner time, but a different part of time where things looked a little bit different in life. So I'm gonna ask you guys, do you guys actually, I'm not gonna call you out on ages or anything like that though, but do you guys remember the time when we had tokens? Tokens. Before Metro cards, we had tokens. What is a token? A token was a way to pay the fare on the bus or train, get you to point A to point B. It didn't necessarily come with a transfer. And in New York City, a token gets you on the bus or the train to go to any other borough in the city of New York. And yeah, it was a way to commute. Now we have a Metro card, which is like a plastic little debit size wallet card that we swipe on the buses and the trains, and comes with a transfer. It comes with unlimited rides, or weeks or months of unlimited rides, or single rides, and just catching up with technology. So that's pretty much that. So one of the first things I want to talk about regarding my first topic is the Krishan Rock thing with the baby, the blue face baby, and the hernia and the genital things. I don't know if you guys follow Krishan Rock or anything like that. Hello, Suds and Satin. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Please make sure you guys show Suds and Satin some love. If you're new here, catch us in the playback or in real time. Please subscribe to the Suds and Satin page as well as the 18th letter. Please make sure you guys like subscribe to the 18th letters page. Show him some love. Check out what his content is about. Same thing with Suds and Satin. Please make sure you check out what her content's about. And yeah, back to what I was saying. Thank you guys for stopping by and showing some love. I really, really appreciate you guys for that. But back to what I was saying again, this is open discussion, whatever the case is. Wow, my daughter just having like the ball, the time of her life in the background. You guys can hear her. I don't know if you can hear her or not, but I definitely hear her just good, 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 good. But yeah, going back to the conversation regarding the blue phase baby and Krishan Rock and the junior and the hernia and the alleged picture of the genitals that was posted on social media of the babies, private parts, like Woosah's crazy, it's a really weird situation to comment on. I really want to comment too much on it, but now his other baby mother, the first baby mother, now she's saying she's pregnant now too. So now it's like, all right, now he has more and more kids he's out here procreating with. Like, what do you think about that conversation? Like, that's just really, really out there. I really saw a few clips of Krishan Rock, on YouTube and Instagram crying about, the fact that she feels some way that, he shared those private pictures on social media. And I feel for the girl, but then again, it's like, you feel for the girl, you see her make changes, then she ends up doing something that, puts her right back to plan, to scratch. So it's like, some of this is like for marketing and for, likes and views and, money and TV and everything like that. So it's like, you kind of realize you can't take certain things just too seriously because, you have no control over it. It's nonsense. It's ghetto. It's ratchet. or it's sincere or it's empathetic. You can't really control how people choose to lose their life. People want to always tell you what to do, what not to do. So I really definitely want to send prayers out to that girl for Sean Rock. Like I really hope she finds a village to help her with her newborn baby. I wish her the most success. I feel like of course, obviously she's talented. And hopefully her and Blueface can get that situation taken care of because that situation is hella messy. And now the other girl, Jaden Alexis, she's now pregnant now too. So it's like, I hope these two women don't continue to compete with each other to the point where they have all these babies just to try to keep this man. And obviously, that's not going to work. So moving along, outside of the Christian Rock thing, another thing I want to talk about, that sometimes are like really relevant on my mind, really recently, all of a sudden is like, the stages in the transitions of, my personal home aquarium. Like I know some of you guys are probably not fish people, you're probably not into aquariums or anything like that, but my home aquarium has really transitioned so much. I came from one tank to three tanks to, to goldfish and colorful fish to the African cichlids. And we've had babies and, some babies died, some fish died. We've had crabs, we've had lobsters, we've had Placo fish are like kind of like a catfish. They suck on the glass and get all the algae. We've had so many different kind of fish in the house already at this point. And we just got different, backgrounds, different gravel, different, decor inside, different products to, maintain the tanks and everything like that. But it has been such a journey with the fish tank I have in my house personally, like we've come a long way. Like we really come from, not knowing what the hell to do with these tanks to actually we can probably have a whole YouTube channel talking about, how we maintain these tanks in this house. It's really, really crazy. But shout out to all the aquarium, tank, fish families, people that, have lobsters, crabs, any kind of like saltwater fish, regular water fish, invest in all the products, whether they're fish, whether they're ordering it from Amazon or their local pet stores, who actually like put their hands in the tank 24/7, like feeding the fish, cleaning the tanks, like it's a really big job. It's not just looking at a pretty decor scene all the time and just seeing fish float by, fish die, fish get sick, fish, have disease, things go wrong with the tanks, products malfunction or, electricity, normal life disasters happen, like such as like, me having a blackout, me not having a faucet or, a way to like properly clean the environment. So like many things come into it and it's such a nice relaxing thing to look at. And I definitely post a lot of shorts and small videos. I definitely had an aquarium playlist at one point. I don't think I have it anymore, but I definitely had a time at point where I had like a whole lot of fish content posting up outside of short videos and it's been a journey. I'm not really deeply involved in the fish tank as far as cleaning and the maintenance. I do a lot of videos in front of it as much as I can. When I cannot, when I have to like the house to myself to like just do it, I have no distraction anything like that. But I'm really really loving the fish tank vibe and environment is really 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 dope. And even my little plants are like so thriving, 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 definitely thriving. But next thing up I want to talk about is like the weather. Like a lot of people have been on lying and watching the news and seeing the recent flood watch emergency emergency broadcast regarding New York City recently regarding the flood and the rain and how flooded the subways were and the neighborhoods and people and cars and all that jazz, like not to call it jazz, it's definitely not jazz, but a lot of people saw a lot of content recently within the last 72 hours of New York City being totally flooded throughout the entire boroughs, cars floating, people being stuck, highways being congested, people being evacuated, like go home early for work and everything. And I want to just conversate about this just a little bit, a little bit, because even my daughter who lives in Buffalo reached out to me and was like, just checking in, see if you're good, mom, everything's okay, how's everything in New York City. I saw a lot of video content on TikTok, on YouTube, and Instagram about people recording like the most extensive, worst situations in New York City. And I'm really here to say that it was not tragically like that throughout the entire five boroughs of New York City. New York City has consisted of the Bronx, Manhattan, Queens, Staten Island, and Brooklyn. I don't know if I said that twice, but Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, and Brooklyn. Yes, those are the five boroughs. And every borough did not have the same thing you saw on the blogs and social media and the TV and the internet. Like, no, every area did not look like that. I live in Lower Manhattan of New York City, which is like the tip of Manhattan where Brooklyn almost begins. And we definitely had, a lot of rain. There definitely was like flash flood warnings. There was definitely like an excess amount of rain, more than normal in the area. Do not get me wrong, it was. But at no point at all was my neighborhood ever underwater. There was never any cars floating in my neighborhood. Definitely there was some trees down. There was a lot of rain, of course. Like, you were definitely getting soaked outside with the umbrella or without one. But it was not a flood watch warning where people were just swimming around like a whole movie scene. It was not. There were only certain specific areas that had that situation, and specifically, it was like mostly Brooklyn. Outside of Brooklyn, I think it was certain parts of the Bronx, I believe. So it was not a lot of people like in those situations, but yes, mass transit as far as the MTA trains, yes, they were heavily affected and impacted. And yes, many jobs send people to work from home that day, or send people home early to go home, to check on their children. Schools definitely out advise parents to come pick up their children early. Doctors' offices definitely closed early as well. So yes, there were a lot of emergency situations that happened, but it was not the entire area that looked like that. It definitely was not. Moving along from that, the next thing I want to talk about is like, yo, have y'all seen like all over the place, like CVS, TV, radio commercials, like they are already promoting Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas, like already online websites such as Old Navy and Burlington Go Factory. You can see like winter stuff already coming up. It's like, oh my gosh, like winter's already here. Like it's really here. Like Thanksgiving is here, Halloween is here. I don't know if you guys are cooking or you guys traveling to see family for Thanksgiving. There's a lot of traditions and cultures and values. Many people like think Thanksgiving is like a really big deal. They put a lot of time into traveling to go south and north to see relatives, or some people do it big in their hometown. They do all the cooking right at their own homes, and their homes are the homes where other relatives, commute to go expend their Thanksgiving. So, what are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? Is it something you're already prepared for or not? Halloween is already here, pretty much 4 weeks away. Like they already have, again, pumpkins up, ghosts up, Halloween baking channels on TV talking about cookies and cakes and pies, and the school calendars is already talking about, the days the kids got off. They just started school. They're already out for all these holidays already. You know what I'm saying? It's like crazy. They just went back to school. So it's like, all right, are you guys celebrating Halloween? Are you guys celebrating Thanksgiving? Do you guys have plans for Christmas? Are you guys the early birds who do this stuff 6 months ahead so you're not caught up in the last minute travel of shopping, being in the hustle and bustle of snatching gifts off the shelves and ordering last minute on Amazon and these weird rinky-dink websites? Or are you guys the last minute shoppers who are in the stores fighting for gifts and, like doing overtime to get these last minute gifts to, make the house a home and happy and whatever the case is? Like, let me know, chime in, tap in. That's where we are now. Like the holidays are definitely here, which means income tax time is here. We all love the income tax time, don't we? A time to get some extra money that we deserve from the government that we worked all year for and splurge on ourselves. So yeah, those are some of the things I'm actually thinking about right now. In addition to that, been hitting some patches in life, like been like, ooh, woo-sa, like woo-sa. Taking a deep breath, But yes, something I want to touch on, probably on my next one at FaceTime when I actually have, something really thought out and planned out, unlike this stream, is I want to talk about some of the realistic situational things that happen to all people, no matter race or gender, or where you live at, like certain things like, such as, getting a promotion or graduating college or hitting a milestone or reaching a goal. Like how do we feel when we face these certain things in life that happen to us, such as getting married or losing a job or losing a loved one. Like I want to talk more about how do we process our goals, our pros and cons, like how do we deal with them, how we move forward with them, even when they don't go in the way we want to. I gotta like kind of figure it out because I don't really know how I want to say it, but I'm trying to connect the dots, which is why I didn't have anything, pre set up for tonight. But the next thing I want to talk about too is the large amount of followers I have gained with like in the last 30 days. Shout out to all of my new followers. Shout out to myself. Shout out to everyone who's given me some tips and trips along the way. I am so excited. Like I'm shy of 500, and with a additional or simultaneous amount of views or short views or short videos or public watch hours, I can definitely be making some money soon, and like that's a really exciting thing for me. So it's definitely taken me to our area where I've been watching a lot more behind the scenes ways, to how to strengthen your channel and lighting and quality and video content, staying away from like, the do's and don'ts and, trying to stay on the right track. So I've definitely been paying a lot of attention, behind the scenes on, how to continue to be better all around as a YouTube creator, watching my YouTube studio, the algorithm, the data, the statistics, watching all the helpful other YouTube content creators who have like, millions or hundreds of thousands of subscribers and, success, so to say, tell you the do's and don'ts of, how to do this thing, as a content creator and, how to continue to be better, with hashtags or no hashtags, showing your face or not showing your face, catchy titles or no catchy titles, I've been paying a lot of attention to all of that. And I think, some of it is working, some of it is not working, but yeah, I'm definitely really proud of myself for where I've come, with my channel. I've definitely remember being at, 9 subscribers, 10 subscribers, 21 subscribers, 33, 45, 60, under 100. Like I remember those days and, they really weren't that long ago. They really, really weren't. So shout out to everyone, who continues to hit the subscribe button, who likes my short videos, whether it's me talking about my hair, my makeup, news, content, media, and coverage regarding certain situations, in the tri-state areas, whether it be about, the workouts or um, excuse me, the wine and FaceTimes. Like I really, 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 really appreciate it. I want to send a special shout out to the chat right now. Again, I see the chat is booming right now. What's good, Urbi Fatal? Thank you for coming through. What's good, Introvert Baweekwa? Thank you guys for pulling up on me. I really appreciate the love and support. Just chopping it up to open discussion, talking about a few things that's been on my mind, over the last few weeks and everything like that. And yeah, I definitely think at some point, if I get a few people to jump on the panel, I'm gonna close the panel. We're gonna chat, or it may become a behind the scenes chat thing. Although I don't expect this to be a really long thing, but there's some things that's on my mind, and I'm just talking about all those things that are on my mind. Next thing up on my mind is what's happening for K Fit, Kishelle Fit now. I'm definitely going to be out and about, popping out in October and November in various areas in New York City, including the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island. As a YouTube vendor, as a vendor at various areas, to to shadow and showcase, my products and services as Kishelle Fit now, which includes, not only the yoga suits and the meal plans and the headbands and the wristbands, but consultation, workouts, and things like that. So I will definitely be dropping information on my community channel coming really soon regarding where I will be. So you may have an opportunity to meet me in real time, in real life, and purchase a product or service from me, and become a part of the K Fit family and membership. So that's something you may want to follow up with me, like and subscribe to my channel to hear more about that. But before I did all these wine and FaceTimes and all these short videos about fish and other things like that, I was just a girl out here in New York City, promoting and sharing my fitness journey of, losing 45 pounds in 3 to 4 inches, changing my lifestyle and leaving meat alone and becoming a pescatarian and eating only vegetables or only eating, seafood at some point and, trying to figure out how I can lose weight, be comfortable in my skin and, wear the things I want to wear and, continue to try to live a healthy, lifestyle, the best I can, as while I still have the opportunity to do so. So that is what all the pop-up shop things are about for me. And for those of you guys who do not know what a pop-up shop is, a pop-up shop is pretty much an outdoor or indoor event where entrepreneurs and like-minded people who are creating their own business and content and have a job or a hustle outside of their 9 to 5. They come together, they showcase their products and services, and you pay them, you connect, you network with people, you share contacts, and everyone has a product or service that they trying to introduce or level up with, and It's a community of us, where they call us small business owners or entrepreneurs or whatever you want to call it. We all get together in these random areas and we promote and we showcase our products and services. I've met many people over my entrepreneurship life, where I've sold different services I've never seen before. I've been in pop-up shops and events in the Bronx, in New Jersey, in Brooklyn, um, even I think, and I don't know if I did any in Manhattan. I don't think I've, no, I don't think I've done anything in Manhattan. Actually, I'm lying. I've done stuff in Manhattan, not my own personal stuff, but I've been to several pop-up shops, and it's a really cool, dope vibe. Most of the time, you get to meet entrepreneurs who are as young as 18, 19, 20, as old as 50s, 60s, and everyone has a story, everyone has an experience, everyone has something to share and introduce with you as an entrepreneur to tell you how they get their grind going, whether they use their own money, whether they use grants, loans, or fundings, or anything like that. And exactly, Suds and Satin, who's here in the chat right now, she and we met at a pop-up shop. I met Suds and Satin in Brooklyn, New York, um, around the pandemic times. And we were actually two vendors sitting right next to each other, like literally 5, 10 feet within each other. Her booth was right next to me. I was right next to her. When I got to the event, she was already set up, and I was looking at her setup and everything like that. And I was trying to figure out what is my setup gonna look like. And again, like you meet wonderful people, you learn from each other, whether you're being open and social and saying, hey, hi, my name is Kishal Fit now. I'm from the Bronx, New York. I live in New York City, and my journey is whether you're doing that or whether you're like low key side eyeing the next person and like cutting your eye and trying to like sky everything they're doing and taking note about what they're doing, or you're being not approachable, like it's also an experience, like me, I'm although I'm an introverted person, like I have I guess I get it from my mom. I have the gifts of the gap where, I think I have a personality where people will like to talk to me or I'm approachable for the most part. And that's given me a lot of opportunities in life, at this age where, people gravitate to me and, I'm a social person. And I haven't really had a hard time like meeting people or approaching people, having conversations with people, or making friends. We'll put it like that, right? And in these entrepreneurship pop up shop opportunities, it's great to be that person because you make it the opportunity to meet someone who can elevate your game and take you to the next level of, okay, I need to be in this atmosphere around this group of people to get to where I want to be, versus trying to do everything on your own with no help and support in your own room or your basement, whatever, right? So I say all that to say, like, it's been a long journey for me, as far as me taking it seriously, not just a hobby of, oh, this is something I can do when I'm bored, and, to get my mind off of things. Like, in the last 5 years, I've really taken myself really seriously across all these platforms, especially when it comes to these pop up, these vending events. And I've actually even took an opportunity to actually go ahead and get myself a temporary vending license just to make sure I have it, So as I go to more places and people start to remember my name, who could shout Fit Now or K Fit Now was, or, K Fit, I'll have those opportunities and those olive branches of, extending my contact and my business card with those people, or, leaving an impression on those people so they can say, okay, we like her energy, we like her style, we like her presence, we like what she brings, or she cleaned up behind her station, she was here early, or whatever, who knows, but sometimes first impressions and last impressions, mean a lot. Shout out to Third World Colombian. All right, I got mad people in the building. Thank you guys for coming through and showing me some love. Um, so it's really impressionable. And for many of us, I think Uncommon Sense with Jose Nicole, he's not here tonight, but he just recently did a stream on why people hate their jobs, and just to piggyback off of that a little bit without going so much into his stream, but please like and subscribe to his channel if you know who he is. Um I think, a lot of people, don't like their jobs for many as reasons. And I think even the 18th letter by Kim even was on the panel, many of the reasons why he felt people didn't like their jobs as well. But one thing I think to say when I popped on his panel when I was up there was that, the time and effort we give another person to become rich or to meet their goals and dreams of, whatever the business corporation's missions or values is the same energy we don't allow ourselves to give ourselves about our dreams, missions, or values or passions if we're entrepreneur or we're thinking about things that we're really talented at, right? So with all of that said, it's like, some people, weigh in on that when they have a tough time or when they're not challenged or excited about their work. and they feel like why not do something where they can get that rock off, that endorphin feeling, or that satisfaction within themselves, and that's why they decide to be entrepreneurs and do what they do, right? So again, I've met so many people. I've met people who make cakes and desserts. I've met people who make skincare products. I met people who make natural butters and creams. I met people who make, soaps like Suds and Satin, and, different kind of, cleansing products. I've met people that make, clothing, jewelry, waist beads. Um, I've met people who even make, little products you need around the house, whether it be little purses, knickknacks, um, cosmetic jewelry. Um, I do the yoga suits and the workouts and things like that. I met people that do animated creations and T-shirts and stuff like that. Like I've met so many people that have so many different gifts and different things they believe in, and they try to make it a part of their hustle, their 9 to 5, their second craft or their main craft, and they believe in it 100%. They're in it 110% as if it's their 9 to 5 job. They make sure they make the time every day and 24 hours to give that time of attention that thing needs. Whether it's the artist, whether it's the workout person, maybe it's the person who does hair, maybe it's the person who does nails. Like all of those people give that same energy they give in their 9 to 5 job to that second craft. And sometimes there's a balance. Some of us can't really figure out the way to give it 100%, but things happen. Things definitely happen. So next thing I want to talk about, going back to the holiday season, what are the gifts you guys are getting? Like, what are the holiday gifts that are on the holiday list for some of you guys who have to do holiday shopping? Do you guys have children or husbands or wives that are looking for that big Christmas spending gift that they've been asking for years or months or weeks, or they've been hitting for? Like, fellas, is it that gift that y'all been asking y'all ladies for that y'all been hitting and y'all been giving her the look in the eye and she ain't been getting it yet? Are y'all looking for a specific gift for these holidays? Like husband, ladies, same thing. Are y'all looking for y'all husbands or y'all boyfriends, or y'all both to get y'all that certain gift, like what is the hot commodity gift right now? Like what is everyone looking for right now this holiday season? I have yet to write my holiday season, list of things I gotta buy, and I'm just like, oh gosh, I'm going to think about it. But yeah, I'm definitely becoming the kind of person where I'm like, you know what, people gonna just get money and they can do whatever they want to do with their money. Like I don't got time to be thinking about people's specific likes and wants and needs. Only certain people get that kind of energy. Everybody, I don't know about that. And everybody is a big word because at this point, you speak kids under 18 getting gifts, right? And loved ones, spouses, and girlfriends and husbands. Like it needs to be a limitation on who getting gifts. You get to a certain age, if you're not a certain part of the auditory in my life where you got a certain seat to view and be in my life at certain parts, you may not be getting a gift. But you know how it goes. So I do have a comment from Sun Satin. She says, I came down here with the intention of giving my bin 100% of my time, but I wound up needing to go back to a 9 to 5. Well, you know what? It's all good. I may be in a situation sooner than I think, which brings me to my next conversation with, maybe back to 100% entrepreneurshipism. And I'm going to be okay with that. That's what it becomes. And I think, in your situation and even in my situation, I think we all just say, okay, I want to do it 100%. But we often feel like, okay, we definitely need that cushion of just something, whether it's a part time gig or a per diem gig or a temporary gig. Like, I think we all end up going back to, okay, I may just need this for know that this is some solid assignment that's definitely coming in, because it gives us some comfort and some cushion to relax a little bit and not over pressure and stretch out about, the slow times or the down times in the business and things like that. And that's why I'm about to be doing all these pop-up shops, and that's why I'm about to be, posting up on October, November about all these places I'm about to be in New York City, because that kind of may be my situation soon, and I'm okay with that. And I gave it my best efforts, and that's much I'm gonna comment on that. But yeah, back to the love and the first passion, which is Kate Fit Now, Cashel Fit Now, sharing my fitness and my workout journey about how I lost 45 pounds or 3 to 4 inches and changed my diet from being a meat eater to becoming a pescatarian and developing a love to share of, introducing promoting yoga suits and leggings and meal plans and consultations and all that good stuff. Having a website with all this content of information of, things you can purchase and buy from me, which is at kfit.club, by the way. And yeah, just being able to have that journey and feel like, in some ways you don't feel like you're part of the rat race, but at the end of the day, you gotta end up probably being in a rat race for a little bit of time while you figure out what your real dream and passion gonna be as an entrepreneur. So it sucks. We all get there and it's like, we do what we can do, right? So next thing I want to talk about is, yo, I really feel like I'm getting a little bit sick. Oh my God. Shout out to Just Chillin'. My bad. I'm so sorry. I missed this. I'm so sorry. Shout out Just Chillin'. Good looking. Thanks for coming through. Long time no see. Please make sure you guys like and subscribe to Just Chillin''s channel. Real cool dude. Um, I think I'm kind of getting sick, like my little throat and everything, and kind of getting a little bit congested and everything like that. I'm like, oh, here we go with the snuggers and the boogers again. Like, I got time for none of this, but feeling kind of itchy, scratchy. Definitely kind of feeling a little. How convenient, right? Like, they're talking about new variants coming out, new C20, C19, all these new things coming out, and the weather's getting cold. So now they're talking about, germs going to spread faster, and there may be another government shutdown coming soon. They're talking about, and all these things ain't out there yet on paper. But I'm watching InfoWars and CNN and listen to these politicians and Republicans and Democrats talk about the GOPD and other things. I'm sorry, GOP, GOP and all these other things and stats and data and the economy in the world, and everybody don't watch the same news and read the same headlines and pay attention to everything, but they saying it's going to get, back to not necessarily curfew status, but, back to, full mask COVID test. They're about to introduce sending us COVID tests in the mail soon. We're about to start getting the free ones coming up. Them little booths about to start popping back up, but they want to swap your nose outside or in the mall or at this place or Rite Aid or whatever. Like, we're about to get back to that. What do you guys think about that? I find it very interesting, very, very interesting. Certain places like Atlanta, it doesn't seem as restricted. It doesn't seem, um, as serious. Just chilling. My bad. My bad. I'm sorry. Like, I didn't have a conversation specific topic tonight, so I kind of went, off the rim with it. And I'm like, all right, I'm talking about all the things I want to talk about, and I'm like trying to keep up, read the comments, and I overlooked you. Sorry. No love. No love. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm gonna do better. But just chilling, yo. Shout out to just chilling. Like, subscribe to the channel. Good dude right there. Got some real facts. Educated brother. Very educated brother for sure. But I know you're not taking it personal. Thanks for that comment though. But yeah, so what do y'all think about that? Do y'all believe another government shutdown is coming? Do y'all believe it's gonna be another point in time where we gonna be back outside getting COVID tests, getting tests in the mail, wearing the mask again, doing the social distance? Are y'all ready for that? Do y'all see that flourishing? Have y'all seen this or heard this on the blogs, news media, and word of mouth conversation gossip? Like, is this something that you guys have heard about? I don't know, but we need to be on the lookout and aware out for it because it's possible it can really happen. And it's like, you know what? You can't say you didn't hear it somewhere first. So definitely do your research. That's what that's all about. Do your research. It's definitely coming to be about those times. And going back a little bit again to what I said earlier about the holidays and everything. Thanksgiving, again, are you guys traveling? You guys keeping it local? Are you sharing? Are you guys with family with mask on, family with mask off? Are you congregating? Are you social distancing? Are you doing your own thing with just your spouse and your immediate family? Like, what is Thanksgiving and the holidays looking like in 2023? Like, are we acknowledging that we're not in a pandemic, but things are still out here sparkling, randomly, like little pieces of salt all over the place. So like we know stuff is out here, but like is it affecting you? Are you back to normal? Are you like, man, F all of that, ain't no such thing. They lying, they just want to control us. Like, what are your viewpoints on that? Let me know. Let me know. So Joe Chillin says, got my mask and Rona test kit on deck. Alright, I hear that. I'm about to see if I'm gonna get mine in the mail. I'm about to start buying my own. I was just talking like, yo, we need to get more masks in my house. We need to get more gloves in my house. Like, we need to get more sanitizer. Like, we need to get back to that. Like, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of InfoWars and CNN, and you never know. Aretha South says they said it's gonna be another COVID outbreak. Yeah, they definitely said it is gonna be another COVID outbreak. A lot of people don't believe it, want to talk about it, but I've heard that. I've definitely heard that too. So they said originally that this COVID thing gonna be about a 5-year stretch. So it's 2023, so we may have 2 more years of, them mask on, mask off, COVID on, COVID off, or C-19, C-20, whatever, like, it may be a few more years of this, when it's like people are already mentally stressed out because of this. So, like, what do we do? What do we do? Just chilling. People in local for the holidays more than likely. I hear that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Keep it simple. Gas prices crazy. Congestion pricing about to hit the city soon. So don't get caught up in all that extra money. Flying out and driving here and there and there, and it'd be more expensive than necessary. Irby says, long I got mask on, I got shot. I'm good. Yeah, I definitely got both of the vaccines. I got both the shots. I got the Moderna. I think I got both of them, and I never got any boosters, anything like that. But I'm good. Like I don't need anything else. I don't want anything else. Like I'm fine. Like I ain't want to get those two. I just got it because work had their foot on my throat. Like you better get it or you ain't gonna have this job. Like damn. And a lot of people was like, you know what, you ain't gonna threaten me, you ain't gonna make me do this. And a lot of people like, I'm leaving the job, I'm walking off the job. And people left their damn job, like, fuck that job. I don't need them. I could do this. I'm an entrepreneur. And a lot of people did it. My dad did it, Southern Satin did it, a lot of people did it. They stayed strong. I admire those people. Sorry, I was thirsty, guys. I was talking for 36 minutes. So I'm going to drop the link to the chat right now. I want to see what you guys are thinking, talking about. You guys can definitely come up, express your concerns, your feedback, your viewpoints on any of the things I discussed. So far today, I discussed the Krishan Rock and the blue face situation with the baby and the picture of the genital and the hernia being exposed. I talked about the entrepreneurship thing I'm doing, heavy body October, November, being a vendor out here in these streets. I talked about, the job situation, maybe just being back to being 100% entrepreneur. I talked about COVID thing, coming back, that being a serious situation, mask up, the whole shutdown possibly happening. What else did I talk about? I don't know what else I talked about, but those are 5 things I talked about. So you guys can jump in and talk about any of those things if you want. Yes, I'm feeling that right there. Let me highlight this. Hashtag, you know what it is. Yeah. Y'all ain't, like Trump said, y'all ain't gonna make me or break me or force me to do anything. Y'all not gonna mess up my character. Shout out to all the Trump supporters too. Like not for nothing, don't come for me. I didn't send for you, but this is why Trump getting votes, y'all. Trump is getting votes for this same reason because he be exposing all the corruption, and yeah, he be in some corrupt stuff too, but he ain't just out here selling people a dream. He out here telling you how it is, whether you like it or not. He's telling you the truth. He's not lying to you to get your vote. He's not selling you a single story to get your vote. He's telling you what it is as a businessman, as a politician, as an American. He's telling you what it is. Now, if you don't like it, tough titty, some may say. But if you're going to be a realist, you're like, you know what? I respect his gangster. We know where the stimmy money was going. We know why with taxpayer dollars, like he was exposed to stuff we wasn't supposed to find out. And they didn't like that. They didn't like that, right? They definitely did not like that. So, yeah. One more thing I want to talk about too. I am possibly going back to public profiles on social media. Not that I'm going to be creating any new ones, but the ones I do have, I'm probably going to be making them public. Hence the whole thing I'm talking about today in this conversation. So definitely send me a friend request on Instagram or TikTok or Instagram or TikTok. If you don't have my contact, please put it in the private chat, in the back chat, or comment below, and I'll make sure I'll send you a friend request. Make sure I get it. I like you, and I'll subscribe to your channel or your page or follow you, whatever case, whatever profile it is, and we'll definitely stay connected. But at this point, I'm supposed to be dropping the link. So let me do that. Yes, so that is a link to the chat right now. Again, I do not expect this to be a long stream. I would love to keep it under an hour. So if you come up on this panel and you see it is 1 hour and 1 minute, do not come up. Do not come up. I'm saying I want to keep it under 1 hour. So I just put a link to the stream out there. So you want to talk about anything I've talked about at all, you can definitely comment and pull up. If not, want to just hear me talk, that is fine too. That is definitely fine too. But this is one of the things I'm talking about regarding, the K-Fit products and services that are gonna be coming up soon. This is definitely that. And I do have my first guest popping up for tonight. You guys know him from Chicago, the 18th Flutter. Please show him some love. Introduce him to the channel and the panel, the 18th Flutter.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, how you doing? Good evening. How's everything going?
Oh, everything is everything. I can't call it. What about yourself?
Good, good, good. Just chilling, trying to figure out some ideas, for the future as far as my channel, my streams and stuff like that. I had a couple of weeks where I had like a few things pre-recorded or pre-set up for a while, and I didn't have that this week, so that gave me some comfortability. So I'm like, I need to do that again. Like pick a day where I can just like record a few streams to just have them in the back pocket in case you don't want to do a live stream. But besides that, things all good. I ain't gonna complain.
I definitely understand that. Definitely. So, just to cover some of the things that you were speaking about prior to letting me up. It's a sad situation with Chris Sean and Blueface because that's both of them are. Well, I would look at them as children, even though they're young adults. They're very immature. They're very toxic, and they like to, really display their dysfunctional behavior for entertainment on the internet, and it was doomed not to work out from the beginning. And I'm hoping that that child is well taken care of, which I believe it will be. But at this particular time, I don't know what but especially Krishan, where she may be mentally. But it's yeah, it's sad to see.
Yeah, they was talking about she was smoking during her pregnancy, when she was pregnant with the baby, and I kind of really never saw it close up, but you know how they have the little black blurry videos, but I don't know. You're right, it's toxic, it's messy, but their stuff gets so much views and traction and streams. Like people love that kind of stuff. Like it's hard to like not look at it sometimes. Like they get a lot of views for their stuff.
Absolutely, and it's just I don't know what it is. It's like our psyche, the way a lot of people work, and that's including me as well, because I click on certain things. It's just people are more attracted to the negative versus the positive, and people like drama, and they want to look into, they want to see the outcome. They want to see if it's going to be a train wreck or not. So
Hmm. What do you think about the whole shutdown possibly coming back really soon? Have you heard anything about that in Chicago?
yes, I have, and it doesn't surprise me at all. One thing, since the way it is being able to communicate on the internet these days, we're all able to what's the word I'm looking for? We all able to look at each other's notes. Like as far as you being over in Manhattan in New York, me being over here in Chicago, Illinois, everybody is able to hear everybody's experiences, and you think, okay, well, things are what I thought that they were, which is a lot of the situation with the government shutdown and everything. It's pretty much it's a lot of things. It's a lot of mismanagement of funds, not being able to really have funds, politicians going back and forth, all types of stuff. Because a lot of these big cities that we grow up in are suffering at this point, and they really a lot and is the resources is not there. So it doesn't surprise me because at the top you got the corporate people and they're extremely greedy, and that's what we're dealing with.
Hello, Ramon. Thank you for popping in.
Hey, Kishel, thanks for having me. Shout out to Rakim. I see him on the panel. Just wanted to check on you, making sure that you did not you didn't get swept away by the floodings. I mean, I saw some of the images as to the floodings, and I was like, wow. I mean, Jose, I know that Jose is good, and hopefully Kishel was good too. So uh, I see you now, so I see that you're okay. That's good.
Oh man, thank you so much for checking in on that. Honestly speaking, I honestly got caught in the rain the day before that crazy rainstorm that had some parts of the city like flooded.
Hmm.
But the day that the city was like, allegedly underwater, as they said on TV, my neighborhood was not like that. I could have walked outside in Crocs or sneakers, and my feet would not have been submerged in any water. So I hate that they portrayed it on TV to seem like the entire city was sinking. It was
Mm.
not like that everywhere.
Oh, okay, okay. No, it's just that I was seeing some of the imagery, and I saw the images of the zoo and the seals escaping because of the flooding, and I was like, wow, this is bad. I mean, I didn't know that there were like lower levels or places where it could easily flood. Of course, there is the subway, so that will be more vulnerable, but I didn't know that it could get like that. And the city. So it's a good thing. I mean, as long as there were no real casualties. I don't know anything about that, but as long as everybody for the most part was safe, then the safer the better.
What do you think about the Krishan Rock and Blueface situation? I don't know if you follow them or if you know who they are or if you see any of their content on YouTube.
Well, I know who they are. I don't really follow them, but I know who they are. And from what I'm hearing, is like it's just everything sounds like it's toxic, toxic, toxic from anywhere that you want to look at it. Because the guy is stuck with this chick. I mean, she's not going anywhere, and she's problematic, and she's dramatic, and I don't know how it's just very stress inducing. There's something that many women need to need to understand, that we as men, we need peace. We need peace and quiet, and it's as a woman they can't complement that sense of peace. For the most part, I think I can speak for some men when we say that we would rather be alone. At least that's how it is where I'm from. We have a saying that it's better to be alone than to be in bad company. Well, this guy, Blueface, he is in bad company, but I don't think he knows what to do about it, because he she might be she seems to be very volatile. I mean, she could go off at any moment, and she could start trashing things, or trying to get him in trouble, or call the cops on him, and talking about that he beat her. So that, which is a very real possibility. I mean, we're living in a time where many women are very trigger happy with the calling of the cops, even if nothing has actually happened, that they can lie about it, and there is no consequence. There is a consequence for the guy, but there is no consequence for the woman. And I feel bad for the guy, for Blueface, because if things don't go her way, she could have a blow up, and start crying victimization, or domestic abuse, or something like that, and then Blueface ends up in jail, even if it didn't happen. I'm telling you that from experience. There are too many women that are very quick to try to use that as a means to control. I mean, threatening, threatening to call the cops because they know that they're gonna be believed. It's difficult for us as men trying to be in a relationship right now. I mean, I feel for fellow men, not so much for me. I mean, I'm kind of like settled, and I'm not having that issue. But I did have an issue with that at one time, when somebody tried to accuse me of something that I didn't do. I have talked about it before, and that is very stress inducing. And that is an extremely uncomfortable situation, and I fear that this Christian, she could end up doing something like that to Blueface, and she's not being a good mother. The world is seeing it, because of how she is being with this kid, and those are the only ones that really suffer. That's the only real victim. That's the only real one that
Hello, Jose.
that
Sorry, Ramon.
uh-huh.
Good evening, Keshal. Thank you for allowing me on your platform. Good evening, everyone here on the panel and on the chat.
Hey, evening, Jose. What's going on?
Hey, shout out
I
to you,
just
Jose.
I just got home from doing overtime overtime tonight.
Let me borrow some money, big baller.
Yeah, doing good, doing good. I mean, get that money.
But
Yes.
if I want can if I can chime in for a quick second and say what my boy Ramon was saying, I agree. I definitely agree. And I think a lot of do anybody remember when Blueface family tried to, I mean not Blueface's family, when Krishan's family tried to jump him? Anybody remember that?
I haven't been following them that long. Like I only started following them like this year. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know much about them, but besides what happened in 2023, whatever
Well,
clips I saw on YouTube, maybe.
well, if anybody knows, Krishan Rock is originally from Baltimore. Her family is from Baltimore, so
Yeah, I do know that.
that brings a slew of a slew of other problems. And apparently, everything that she told them about him. I'm not sure, like Ramon was saying, if it was lies or whatever, but her family, including her dad and cousins and her male cousins and female cousins, literally tried to jump that man, and he had to punch. He had to put his hands on her father. He was sitting there trying to explain himself and different things like that. And of course, nobody wanted to hear that because people was out for blood, and that became a problem within itself. It's not worth it. Yeah.
And now they're saying that the other girl, like Suds and Satin, is talking about in the chat. The other girl, the first baby mother, um, you know, I don't know if you guys saw, but they're saying that she's pregnant right now. All of a sudden, she's pregnant.
Yes. Yes. And shout out to Suds and Satin. I remember Suds and Satin on here prior. But
Yes,
that's the
Suds
thing,
and
Sud.
Satin. Please subscribe to our channel, please, y'all.
But that's the thing, Sudden. I agree. Yes, he may have another girl and two kids, but that's something that Krishan signed up for. You can't expect somebody that's rich that already has a whole nother relationship and two kids on the side that when he start dealing with you, all of a sudden he's going to drop that and be faithful. That's not how that
Yeah, yeah,
works.
she knows what she's getting into. She knew what she was getting into. I mean, she could have chosen to be with somebody who didn't have any kids, but that's what happens with some of these girls. They're trying
He
to get
must
what
be
they
a
want
hell of
that
a
other
lover
women
behind the
want.
scenes, boy, because I don't know.
Excuse me, can you just bring me up to speed briefly? What's the topic?
It's an open discussion, Jose. So there's no specific topic, but right now we're currently talking about Krishan Rock and Blueface. These are rappers. And they have like this whole controversial situation going on right now where he has kids between two women and he's not married to either, and he's supposed to be, I think, the producer of both and have like a record label, and they're both supposed to be artists, but then now they both have children from him, so it's kind of like a little messy reality TV spin-off kind of show.
Okay. Well, this is the first time I'm hearing about this situation because there's a lot of things that I choose not to follow. I got other things that will occupy my time.
Yeah, yeah. These are
Understood.
just two kids that are in hip hop that are being crazy. That are being known more for their antics than for the music. So yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I do feel bad for the kid because that's the only real victim here. It is being born into a situation where it doesn't have much of a chance. That's the only one that I feel bad for.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Remy Ma and Papoose? I know everyone's talking about it. I haven't heard any recent information about it recently, but
Uh,
I'm
yeah,
still thinking she's innocent. Even though it looks
Akeem.
really bad. I know it
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
really bad,
yeah.
but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rakim and I were talking about that last night. I had a little live last night. Maybe you already saw that. We were talking about that, and I'm not complete. I'm not jumping the gun on that one because you know how it is with people in social media. There are people that have big voices in social media, and they're really quick to come up with some allegation, and people that don't look up things and don't do their own thinking are really quick to believe it and run with it and keep repeating it. It becomes kind of like the telephone game where somebody says one thing, and by the time the second, third, or fourth person repeats it, it becomes kind of like something else. So maybe they're already adding things to it. Like
Mhm.
additional drama that is not really happening. So hopefully Remima stays smart about it and doesn't mess it up, because the Papoose was somebody who held her down when she was in prison, and there are no scandals about him. There is nothing that can be used against him. So yeah, hopefully nothing happened and it's just an allegation or gossip, rumor, whatever. So we'll see.
Um, Kesha, question
Yes.
regarding the flooding that we had the other day. Did you have trouble getting around?
No, actually, I was talking about it early on the stream. It wasn't bad at all in my area, like the news and media coverage showed. It was a beautiful morning. Like, it really wasn't that bad over here. I was just surprised to see the coverage on the news.
Well, the traffic going, coming up to the Bronx was crazy on the FDR Drive.
Yeah, I heard about a lot of the highways. The major highways had lane closures or were completely shut down, as well as the subways were like really, really jammed up. And I know they let a lot of schools go home close early, doctors' offices. A lot of people were able to just try to get them ahead of the game so they can have a fair start of trying to at least reach home.
Hmm. Yeah.
What do you guys think about the possible? Me and Rakim was talking about this a little bit already, but what do you guys, Jose and Ramon, think about the possible government shutdown coming soon and COVID
Um,
tests being mailed back? What do you guys think about that conversation?
actually, this was some news that the shutdown's been averted.
Okay, I didn't hear that yet.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we're living in a day where politicians, they don't care about the people. They just care about making their political points and whatnot. I mean, it should never have gotten to this point. It seems like they have to wait until the 11th hour before they do any serious negotiation.
Well, I really believe that when you have politicians that they do maneuvers like this that threaten to shut down the government just because they're trying to make a point against the current administration, they should be charged with something. I mean, because the function of the government goes above political parties. At least that's, to my understanding, that's how it's supposed to be. I mean, the government, when it comes to the constitution, that's supposed to be above preferences and political parties. Because if you have one party trying to shut down the government to make the president look bad, then they should be held accountable, because that's really petty, and and that affects a lot of people that are government employees and so on. It doesn't affect them. It doesn't affect their salary. It doesn't affect their benefits. It affects government employees that cannot do their job because the government is shut down over pettiness. Because that's a really petty move, majorly petty move, and people that do that should be held accountable. There should be some kind of law passed or some kind of charge that they could charge the politicians that are threatening with the shutdown, something like obstruction of government functions, something like that, something that is called like that, and charge them with that. Oh, you wanna threaten to shut down the government? You're trying to get this job and threatening the livelihoods of people, because livelihoods are being threatened here. Just for some petty shit to try to make the administration look bad. I mean, whether you like him or not, people. That's not the point. What I'm saying is that the opposition party is trying they're doing what they're doing to make the administration look bad, and it's a petty move. It affects all kinds of other people that are not the ones in Washington. People in Washington are gonna be fine, and those are career politicians. Is whoever is who is peripheral to that, they're the ones that are gonna be affected by it, and there should be some kind of charges that they could the that they could hold them accountable. Irby, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but there should be some kind of legislation to prevent against that, because that's being used as a political tool. That's whole shutdown thing, and that's not right.
But the reality is, unfortunately, Ramon, that's not going to happen, especially not anytime in the near future, because as long as you have um, politicians who care more about their own agenda and not the welfare of the country, you're going to have situations like this when you're going to have multiple occasions when where they're threatening a shutdown.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
I'm definitely at the hour mark soon. I'm gonna wrap it up. My mom is calling me, and I've avoided her twice already, so she's gonna keep calling and interrupting my stream. So, any final words, because she's gonna get a little, sensitive with me soon. She's a Pisces. I don't know if you have any Pisces in your life,
Oh.
but they get sensitive.
Yeah, my grandma was a Pisces, but she came from a generation that endured the depression in the Caribbean. So she was tough. She was made of stuff.
Good. My mom, she's tough, but inside is like, we see that little sugar pudding there.
Yeah.
That little sweet donut hole.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but I didn't
Um.
really have a real like main topic for tonight. I saw when it was after 8 o'clock. I'm like, all right, I didn't post anything on my community tab. I gotta like do something. I gotta be as consistent as I can, especially now I'm getting a little traction on my channel, so I'm like, all right, I cannot just not post anything. Let me just do an open discussion and it'll probably be short. So, I just wanted
Yeah.
to keep it consistent. But I'm happy that you guys all popped in, and I was watching Ramon behind the scenes some of your show last night. I got like maybe
Mhm.
like 40 minutes in. I didn't finish all of it, but I was watching behind the scenes, like busting down some food.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Take your time with that, and hope that you watch the whole thing. And comment. Feel free to comment.
Absolutely. I definitely, like I'm a little dork dweeby thing, but I do this dweeby thing where if I see you guys live, I'll add it to my watch later. And like Sundays are a day where I feel like I don't have a lot to do, and I'll binge watch everyone's content, even if I'm like 4 or 5 hours in, like I'll soak up as much content as I can. I hate
Oh,
to watch the ones that are long, but I do my best. I get through all of it so I can actually give like a fair comment on the video so it shows that I like watch the video and I didn't just like it and just ignore the video.
Shout out to you, Cashel. Shout out to you for doing that.
Dog lost all his puppies in a fire. Yeah, I really try. I'm like, I don't know. I'm a dweeb. Maybe, I may change later, but I don't know. For now, like, I really try to make sure I watch everything unless I catch it live. Like, if I see someone, live right now, if I spend like 30, 40 minutes, like, all right, I feel like I caught that. Like, I feel like
Right.
I was there for it. I didn't really miss that versus like missing the whole thing.
Mhm.
Good night, Says Inside, and thank you for coming through. Appreciate seeing you. I'm happy to see you here. But yeah, if you guys have anything else you want to add to the conversation, I'm definitely not gonna rush you. Please take your time and add whatever you want to add. Anything you want to tell my little fans or subscribers what's coming new for you guys. I see the 18th letter and Ramon. I see y'all getting y'all subscriptions up. Shout out to y'all. I've been watching. I'm a little stoked. Like, ooh, the numbers going up. They're getting more subscribers. I'm so happy. Yay!
yeah.
Um, for some
No, we see
reason, I
you.
haven't been able to gain any new subscribers for a while, as much as consistent as I've been.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Try to be more consistent with your short videos versus your regular live videos, maybe.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah, I have to do that. Hmm.
yeah. Well, let me just say, first of all, thank you for allowing me on your platform. And just to let everybody know that on Tuesday night, I'm going to be talking about what not to say to someone that's in grief, that's grieving. What,
Hmm.
because, unfortunately, we mean well, but sometimes we say the wrong things to a person who's grieving. So that's why I'm going to be talking about that um, on Tuesday night at 8:30, and then the next night at 8:15, I'm going to be talking about what is settling. So we heard a lot about modern women saying they're not going to settle for this, they're not going to settle for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a discussion regarding that topic, okay, and why um, why they feel like they're settling. So it's going to be a frank discussion. Hopefully, the ladies will come in so they can give their rebuttal. Okay. Um, and of course, please subscribe to Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Hit the like button whenever you see my streams, and set the bell notification to all. Oh, and the good news: it is now 82 days until the first day of winter.
Don't start.
Mm,
Don't start with that.
mm.
Oh no, no, no. Let it be. Let the weather be. Let the weather be nice. That cold ass shit. No.
Oh, come on. We haven't had winter
No, no,
in
no,
years.
no, no. I don't want to do it. Nah, nah, I'm not doing it. Not getting
We've
into
had
that again.
enough.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Jose. I'll definitely make sure when I end the stream to tag your channel and everyone else's channel here, in the description of the video, so they can like click right on my video and see all your channels about.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for popping in. Have a good evening.
You too.
So who's next?
I'll go ahead and go. I want to say shout out to you once again, Kishel. Thank you for allowing me up on your platform. Um, there's definitely been some interesting topics. Hopefully, the outcome becomes gets better with uh what's his name? I can't believe my mind just drew a blank.
Blueface
Blueface
and
and
Krishan.
Krishan. Yeah, hopefully everything gets better with them and they learn to co-parent with their child. And but something tells me it's going to be a lot more dysfunction and nonsense to come down the pipeline. As far as that's more entertainment for the internet, I guess. But as far as the government shutdown, I think Ramon covered how I pretty much feel as well. But it's such a everything is such a um political front for power and wealth, and the people in this country suffer the most from it. So it doesn't surprise me at all. I see things getting a lot worse before they get any better in the direction that we're heading. Um, we're really on our last leg as a country at this particular time, or maybe not. We did have the Great Depression in the 1930s, so maybe not. But for right now, as long as the system that we live in favors the rich over people that are barely making it, and the poor, we're in for one hell of a ride. So it doesn't surprise me. Even and a lot of people forget, man. Like forget COVID. Take COVID out the equation for a quick second. All of these different, diseases, whether it be HIV, all of these different. I believe a lot of these diseases was manufactured and tested on the public. That's what I truly believe. A lot of these ailments and illnesses and different things like that was tested on the public. You can't have me believe any different because a lot of the people too we've seen with Bill Gates talking about population control, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist when it comes to people just doing it for evil, like out of evil. I think a lot of things are done behind the scenes to capitalize off of money and be able to take people's land and resources within the land, like gold or oil and all types of stuff. So I guess I can say I'm a slight conspiracy theorist when it comes to stuff like that. But This doesn't surprise me at all. The only difference between the United States government and a lot of these other governments, because people try to say, oh, the United States is the greatest country in the world. Yeah, that's because they've done so much dirt in so many other places and taken so many resources from them to make it the greatest country in the world. And they do dirt on their citizens and do their citizens dirty as well. The only difference between our government and other governments who might blatantly um, who might blatantly do wrong to their people is that the United States just smile and lies to you while doing it in the background. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's
Mhm.
called foreign policy because that's all part of the whole foreign policy thing. I mean, and before somebody tries to say, "Ah, why do you hate America?" It's not about hating America. It's not about hating this country because if I
I'm
hated it,
telling the truth.
I would. Yeah, it's like I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. It's not about hating. It's about pointing out the obvious, pointing out the truth. I mean, the United States have been having this foreign policy of intervention in other places since at least what 1890. There is a long
Right.
it's a long list. It's a long list of places where the United States shows up, invades, fucks things up, and then tries to bring the solution in their favor, as self-serving, in a
I've
pretty,
always said that. I've always said then you
in a
because I'll have people.
self-serving, very
Yeah,
self-serving to the government.
and
Yeah.
I'll have people tell me, "Oh, well, you can other places are worse. You rather be there." Like first and foremost, with our history here in America, our history, we was here before it was looked at as a great thing. You know what I'm saying? Like so, when people say things like that, I'm like, you're falling right for what they're doing. You're making it seem like that some of these other places is just messed up out of the blue, and America just seemed to be so much better because we're just that awesome. Get out of here with that crap, man. It's like a lot of things has to do with foreign policy, taking over, putting puppet politicians into these countries to be able to get most of the resources out while giving the people nothing, giving it uh to the American to the powers of America and them distribute it amongst themselves and we may get like just a sliver of crumbs here and there. And that's it.
And let's understand that because of these characteristics of the U.S. foreign policy has everything to do with what's happening at the border. It has everything to do with it. Yeah, and a lot of people over here don't seem to understand that. They seem to understand that because they couldn't do anything in their own countries, and that's why they are risking their lives trying to come here. Yeah, it has everything to do with the foreign policy. Kind of like what's happening in Europe, where you got people that are from North Africa. You have Africans showing up in Spain, showing up in
Mhm.
France, showing up in Italy, and it's kind of like the
Haitians
same
showing
type
up
of
in the
crisis.
Dominican Republic. Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's because the NATO, the European powers are fucking things up, either
Hmm.
in the Middle East or in the African countries, because they're trying to continue the economic colonization, and that causes inequities and problems and makes poverty the kind of like the rule of life.
And I'll,
And
I'll just I'll just say this really quickly because, like I say, it goes both ways. A lot of groups when they migrate to certain places, usually they're used as a buffer class to undermine certain groups to keep infighting going on while these people that's at the top are sneaking out with the money. It's just like when I've heard people say certain things about, oh well, this is the place for a lot of opportunity, and certain people here are just lazy and all of this other stuff. No, that has nothing to do with it, sir. It's a lot of people that are working themselves to death and has worked themselves to death and still have had little to no success in trying to make a way for themselves. Meanwhile, other people that come here are given better loans, being able to get loans or different things to start a business, and it's systematically that way. The only reason you feel that way is because you had little to no opportunity where you were originally from, based off of the destabilization of America and your governments. That it makes it seem like that everything is with America is so great versus everywhere else, which a lot of people are one track minded, and they're very one dimensional when it comes to thinking, and people can only see their own experiences, and they have tunnel vision, not to be able to put themselves in other people's shoes. So
Yeah, and I don't take it for granted the opportunities that I have been able to take advantage of here. I don't take that for granted. I'm actually grateful. Yeah, but I really wish I didn't have to leave. I didn't have to leave my island. I mean,
absolutely. Like,
and,
and
and
what you were just saying with that, Ramon, is like, I'll just use this, and I'm gonna exit out because I know Cashel has to go. But we've all watched like the Animal Planet and different shows like that. What happens when a place runs dry of food? The animals start traveling somewhere else
yeah, they
to
migrate.
they migrate to get food. So pretty
Even
much.
even animals, animals in the animal kingdom understand that. You have to go to where there is there are resources, so one can live. So yes. When it comes to the whole situation in the border, I don't condone it. I don't condone it, but one has to look as to why. We talked about it last night, man, and it has to be about why is that happening? Why is it happening? And it has everything to do with the foreign policy. Of course, there are instances in which you get corrupt leaders and corrupt governments. That's not the one. I'm not excusing that. That's also a thing. I mean, right now, what's happening with El Salvador has been a miracle, and it's being touted around the world. What the president of El Salvador has done to stabilize the country, take control of the criminality that was happening with the MS-13. He What he has done is wonderful, but there are already people that are saying that maybe he wants to make alterations to the constitution to the country so he can appoint himself president maybe for life. That's how like dictators come to be. They come into the situation, they come into power with the best intentions. It's always like that. And then maybe they get a taste of power, and then they become they want more of it. I mean, it's kind of like what happens with the politicians over here. They want they they get rich of their of their position in government, but then they get rich, but they want more, which is power. Having being able to control it stops being about the money at a certain point. I mean, they become successful, they become career politicians, they become very rich in that way because lobbying is legal. Lobbying is bribery. Let's make no mistake about it. The whole lobbying that is perfectly legal in Washington is a fancy word for bribery, and it is allowed. That whole thing in anywhere in the world will be a crime, but it is allowed here, and they become very rich by the whole lobbying because they get donations all types of ways. This is gonna be a silly example, but I could recommend you watch the movie um The Distinguished Gentleman. That's a movie with Eddie Murphy that came out like 30 years ago. And that in that movie, Eddie Murphy uses a known name that is similar to his, so he can become some kind of senator or representative of his of a certain district in Florida, and he goes to Washington, and then he gets a taste of how it is in Washington when it comes to lobbying. When if you support this cause, you get donations from so and so, But if you support the opposition to that cause, then you can get donations from so and so. The thing is that it talks about how people go to Washington and they become career politicians, and they can become really rich by via lobbying, which is legalized bribery. Um, but hopefully, the whole thing with El Salvador doesn't become a dictatorship. And another example of how it is about power is what happened with when recently Dianne Feinstein passed away. She was 90 years old. And she died holding a seat in Senate because of the power, because of the power that comes with it. The same thing goes with somebody like Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi is 80 something years old, and she's not going anywhere because she wants to hold on to her position. Now she is still like Speaker of the House. That's number 3. That's the number 3 most important position in the government. And I don't think she's going anywhere. But but even if she wasn't Speaker of the House anymore, she will still try to hold on to a seat for as long as she can, because there is power there. There is power in it. It's not about the money anymore. They don't need any more money because even if they retire, they still got their pension on top of all the money that they have been able to to line their pockets with their position. So
Well, well, I've said this before and I'll say it again. No one over the age of 60 should get into politics, okay? Because unfortunately, when it comes to these people, they've been in so long that they lose touch with the constituents. And plus, if we're going to get any new ideas, we need to get it from the younger generations. I mean, they cannot do any worse than what the job that they're doing right now.
mhm, yeah. I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet because Rocky was in the middle of him saying his thing, and I'm interrupted. My bad. I'll be quiet.
No, that's all I had to really say. So I'm gonna get ready to take my leave. I want to say shout out to my boy Ramon. Shout out to you, Jose, and thank you once again for allowing me on the panel, Cashel. I'm out. Everybody take it easy. Shout out to the chat. Peace out.
Thank you, Rakim. Have a
All
good
right.
evening.
Take it easy.
Yeah,
All right.
take it easy.
Well, guys, I do want to wrap this up. Thank you guys all for coming up to participate on this open discussion of wine and FaceTime episode 43. I guess do you guys have anything else to add? I don't want to like rush you, but I want to make sure I give you the time to add anything you want to add.
No, no, I know that you're about to go, so I just wanted to say I appreciate you having me on your panel. I know that you were doing a quick one, so I appreciate you letting me up. And I look forward to the next one.
Thank you so much. I'll see you soon, Ramon.
All right, thanks for having me.
Bye bye.
Shout out to Jose too. Take
Thank
care.
you. Well, I got nothing else to say except may the good Lord bless us with a nice cold winter with a string of days when the temperatures are in single digits and that we finally get to experience winter for a change.
Well, thank you so much, Jose. I appreciate your commentary on the panel. Hope you have a great evening, and I'll be seeing you soon.
Good. Thank you very much for having good night. All
Good night.
and peace.
Peace out. Well, guys, you've heard it all. This is episode 43 of Wine and FaceTime. It was open discussion. I didn't have any ideas of what I want to talk about necessarily, but definitely express some things that was on my mind. Shout out to all of my panel guests. I have linked their channels in the description of this video. So please take a look at the description of this video. Please make sure you hit a like and subscribe to their channels. I want to also spend a special shout out to the chat. Shout out to Suds and Satin. Shout out to Irby Fatal. Shout out to Third World Colombian. Shout out to Just Chillin'. Shout out to Introvert Weekwa. He was here on the panel. Jose Negron, 18th Letter. Thank you guys for rocking out with me. It's been a pleasure. Hope you guys have a great evening and a great weekend. Be safe out here in these streets. Take it easy. I'll see you soon.
Okay.
Woo!
I work out all the time. I can do lots of different moves. I have never been able to do one full push-up.
Push-ups are the best way to start your day.
I will try one standard push-up.
It's not the best push-up, but I can get down and get back up.